And did the forthcoming indictment have anything to do with that?
Ooh.
Or was it just a coincidence?
Let's go on and have the conversation.
I've just asked you whether or not it was a coincidence.
Had absolutely nothing to do with this. It's interesting that we're here about this money. Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. We would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy.
Is there anything else you would like to add to that?
No.
Sure.
But I'm sure we'll talk about it further.
No, we're not going to talk about it further.
All right, no back and forth, Mr. Sadow. Next question.
You also said that he was a world traveler and had been on many of the continents.
I've been to 6.
Have you been on any of those continents with him? Besides this one?
Where's Belize? What continent is that? I'm not being funny. I don't know.
Let's say, with the exception of
Belize with him. I've been to the Bahamas with him. I've been with Aruba with him. Don't embarrass me. I'm not sure what continents those are on. Whatever continents those are, that's where I've been. I'm sure if I gave it some thought, I would tell you. But whatever continents those are, that I've been to those locations, sir.
But not Australia or any other continents?
I don't even want to go to Australia. I do know he took a trip in December to Australia. I have no idea, I don't know anything about that trip.
So my question was, where did that cash originally come from, if it didn't come out of the bank?
Cash is fungible. I've had cash for years in my house. So for me to tell you the source of when it comes from, when you go to Publix and you buy something, you get $50, you throw it in there. It's been my whole life. When I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that.
Visit you at a place that you resided.
Okay. I don't understand. You're not giving me guys. In 2020, I lived in South Fulton.
Okay.
That's the only place I lived in South Fulton. That's before I had to abandon my home, Judge.
All right.
And at my home in South Fulton, he never came there, okay? So if you don't come someplace, you can't live there.
Ms. Willis, I'm going to have to caution you. This is going to be the first time I have to caution you. We have to listen to the questions as asked. And if this happens again and again, I'm going to have no choice but to strike your testimony. So, I need to break this down. Ms. Merchant's question, I believe, was asking whether you lived anywhere other than South Fulton.
This has been a bombshell, and it was a sort of a slow burn. But if you parse the language, huge issues here. And I want to be really clear: this is not about a relationship between two consenting adults. This has nothing to do with that. It's about lying to the court. It's about potential financial gain on the part of Fanni Willis, and not even so much. That's a second. That takes the back seat here. The issue is that her credibility is shot. Just as Anthony was saying, if she lied to the court, she submitted something to the court that she knew was false and inaccurate, what else was she lying about? It's a horrible, horrible look for her. I think this case is dead in the water.
Shalom. As always, first I want to give the praises and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rakat, Badash, Dablunas, to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully late brothers and sisters of the house of Israel. Fanni Williams, boy. She's finished, mate. She's absolutely finished. This woman, Miss Attitude, is finished. I don't need a man, Fanni Williams, Fanni Willis. Miss Attitude, I don't need a man, Fanni Willis. You're finished, mate. Let me tell you. Your prosecutorial career is going down the toilet, mate. All right? With all those degrees that you got, you don't even know what continent you're on when you're traveling, apparently, all right? I mean, seriously. I've seen some attitudes, boy, but this is something else, boy. This woman has got so much attitude, right? She forget that she's the one on trial, not the lawyer or the prosecutor, right? But obviously they're trying to get her out of the case that she's prosecuting against Trump in Fulton County regarding, the trying to turn over the elections, all of that stuff, right? She was the chief prosecutor in that case. Well, she's in the hot seat now. And you can see how toxic this woman is, boy. I don't need a man. Me and a man is equal. All this la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da that she's talking. Let me tell you, when Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7 kicks in, darling, you're going to need a man, right? And you better pray a man is going to want to take you on, all right? When Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1 kicks in, you're going to need a man. And you better pray a man is even wants to take you on with all that attitude that you got, right? And you're in a court, man. Can you imagine when you're out on the road, how you behave out on the road? And to think you're in a court in front of the judge with all that attitude, and you're the one that's basically on trial there. All that attitude. Can you imagine you're on the road? I don't need a man, Fanni Willis, Miss Attitude. Well, you're going to need a man very soon, man, let me tell you. And you better pray that any man might be looking to take you in. Because the apostles always talk about how toxic our women are, boy. And you can see it all over her. She's totally toxic, this woman. Totally toxic. When 2nd Ezra chapter 15 kicks in, we're going to see. We're going to see if they're going to be still singing the same song. That's what I'd like to know. Seriously. But that is a... With all that, she's probably got master's degrees, this degree, that degree, so she thinks she's above everything. But yet she doesn't even know what continent she was on when she was traveling with the guy that she hired to be part of this prosecution case, who was her lover. She didn't even know what continent she was on. Or apparently she's got loads of money just sitting around the house. She just gives it out like there's no tomorrow. She doesn't know where she gets her cash from no more. Just doesn't know where the cash she gets in her house from. She doesn't know anything no more. All of a sudden, she don't know anything. She can't remember anything no more. All of a sudden, she's got amnesia. Fanny, you'd be the ideal prosecutor on my case. I'd like you to prosecute me on my case, right? Because the fact that you seem to all of a sudden got short-term memory, amnesia, I mean, who wouldn't want you prosecuting them? And you got short-term amnesia. I don't need a man, Fanni Willis. I'm serious. Anyway, to bring out a couple of scriptures, man. I want to spend along on this, man. I'm not going to give you long, darling. But you're going to need a man when Jeremiah chapter 30, chapter 7 kicks in, right? Sorry. Jeremiah. Go. When Jeremiah 30 kicks in, you're going to need a man. You're going to need a man. 30 verse 7, I believe we're looking at. When this day comes, I'm going to see you've got that same attitude. You keep that same energy. That's why I said, boy, you're a perfect example of our women. Let me tell you. And when I say our women, the majority of them, and I'm talking those that are not in the truth. I'm not talking about you women that have woken up to this truth, that know you are Israelites, have converted and repented and come back to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. I'm not talking about you righteous women or so-called righteous women, I've got to say, you know, the hopefully elect women of Israel. I'm not talking about you women that have woken up to this truth, so don't get this twisted. I'm talking about those women with attitude that she's probably got master's degrees, this degree, so she thinks she's above everything. I don't need a man, Fanni Willis, please. So when this day comes, let me tell you, Jeremiah 30 and 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, which is the elect of Israel, the remnant, shall be saved out of it. Not all of Israel, just the remnant. He shall be saved out of it. When that day comes, I want to see your attitude. I'd like to be able to witness your attitude, Fanni Willis, when that day comes. Let me tell you. Seriously, this is why the scripture talks about, is it Isaiah 30? It says, rise up, you women that are at ease. Is it Isaiah 30 or Isaiah 3? Let me see. Isaiah 3. Hold on. That's Isaiah 32. When this day comes, let me tell you, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. for the vintage shall fail. And you can see her vintage has failed long time. Trust me. If you see her get out of that seat, you'll see how badly her vintage has failed. The gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloths upon your loins. I'm curious what this says in the NLT. Isaiah 32 verse 9. I'm just curious how the NLT just does that. Let me just quickly see before I go to second Ezra. I don't want to spend long on this. Isaiah 32 and 9 in the NLT. Listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, you who are so smug. In a short time, just a little more than a year, and I can truly believe this truly applies now. In a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care. For your fruit crops will fail and the harvest will never take place. Tremble, you women of ease. Throw off your complacency. Strip off your pretty clothes and put on the burlap to show your grief. Seriously, because that was just pure attitude. Seriously, that was pure attitude that I saw there.
Let's go on and have the conversation.
I've just asked you whether or not it was a coincidence.
Had absolutely nothing to do with this. It's interesting that we're here about this money. Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. We would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy.
Smug. But the day is coming, boy, when second Ezra's one more precept. When this kicks in, right? When this kicks in, we're going to see how smug a lot of these women are that are truly at ease. And I say again, these are the women that are, I'm talking about, these are the women I know. I'm not talking about you women that are in the truth, that are woken up, you Hebrew Israelite women that are coming back to the truth bit by bit, you know, repenting and converting, finding your way back to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about you women we refer to as the remnant, the hopeful elect. I'm talking about these type of smug, toxic women of ours. Real attitude that is, you know. You want to see her, I tell you, you want to see how she was behaving in that place, boy. She really thinks she was above everyone. But when this comes, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and destruction draws nigh. When this comes, right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is coming to America. Race wars, civil war, right? You're going to see this divide, political divide. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is Jacob's trouble. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So you could imagine how the women are going to be. Even men are going to be afraid during those times. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's taking place. So, rise up, you women that are at ease. Listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, you who are so smug. So smug. So I just really want to bring that up. Yeah, boy. So smug. Trust me. I don't need a man, Fanni Willis. Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Leave your comments in the comment board. Just a quick edifying lesson. Like I said, to the righteous women of Israel, Shalom. Keep the faith, holding on, repenting. To the brothers, Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushua B'Hashem Rakah Kodash. As always, keep praying, keep safe, repent, and hold on to this word. Shalom.